Hi, we're back.
Hola, ¿qué tal a todos chicos? Feliz día y bueno pues hemos regresado a contarles nuestras historias.
Sorry we were gone for a couple weeks. We had some personal family issues that we needed to attend to that took priority, but we are back and we want to share more stories with you guys. As you can see, we're wearing matching shirts today. This is Chippendale from Disney because we are promoting these awesome shirts from our friends at Dapper Digs Trading Co. You can find them on Instagram, Dapper Digs Trading Co. or at dapperdigstradingco.com. They have a bunch of cool styles. They cater more towards the LGBTQ plus community. We've actually gotten a few shirts from them before. We have Toy Story ones, some Monsters Inc. ones. So give them some love, support them, a bunch of really cool stuff.
Vale. Hoy les contaremos de nuestros viajes, de las experiencias y aventuras que hemos vivido pues en las diferentes plazas y en los diferentes lugares en los que hemos estado y pues bueno, este regreso es con el pie derecho contándole sobre algo que es interesante para muchas personas que pues bueno, son los viajes, lugares que podéis visitar en algún momento de tu vida que son totalmente preciosos, experiencias totalmente inolvidables.
Alright, so let's begin.
Vale, bueno, nuestro primer destino que hemos visitado ha sido el Parque Nacional Joshua Tree. Bueno, de casa es como unas 2-3 horas, realmente no está lejos. Es un parque totalmente precioso, los arbolitos tienen diferentes formas, es muy guay. Vale, y la razón por la que hemos ido a este lugar, bueno, era un momento para mí pues bastante estresante porque este día ya tenía que viajar de regreso a España, pero vale, pues como he tomado mi decisión de quedarme, pues ese día era bastante importante para mí porque era el último que yo debía permanecer en los Estados Unidos. Entonces para hacer que mi día fuese mejor, que no fuese tan estresante, que no fuese el peor de los días, porque pues para mí era totalmente terrible pues pasar ese día. Pues así me ha llevado a este lugar totalmente precioso, la he pasado muy guay, la he pasado totalmente fenomenal con las cosas.
Yeah, so we both had our reasons why we wanted to kind of get away. It was the first little road trip we took during this pandemic, and we realized it's one of the actual safest things you can do because you're with someone that you're in quarantine with and you're out on the road by yourselves, and then when you get to your destination, you're at a national park and away from other people. So it's actually one of the best things you can do during a difficult time like this. It's stress-free, it's safe, and you are creating beautiful memories while doing so. The next park we went to visit was Sequoia National Park. I really wanted to originally take them to Yosemite. It's my favorite park in the world to visit, but because of the pandemic, they were shut down. However, Sequoia, which is right next to it, wasn't. So we decided to visit Sequoia National Park. So we just up and left one random day and headed out to Sequoia. Immediately once we got there, we saw the big, beautiful trees. We pulled over just to take pictures because we're such tourists. We were so excited. And before we knew it, we were kind of getting deeper and deeper into the woods, and it was just us. The park was completely empty. We are now getting kind of lost in the woods when all of a sudden we decide, okay, you know what, it's time to go. And when we turn around, lo and behold, we see a bear. So we have a problem. Our car is over there, but there is, as you can see, a bear right there. Who has seen us. He doesn't seem to care that we're here. We're the only two people around. And my boyfriend is very scared.
Yeah.
So we just need to find a way to cross. So I guess we can take this log. We're gonna have to take our chances.
Es que era un osito pequeño, pero, bueno, ni tan pequeño porque eso era más grande.
It was
que
like
quién sabe qué. Pero
bigger
era
than a
cachorrillo.
baby cub, but not as big as a full-size bear. I would say it was like a teenage bear.
Bueno, vivimos la experiencia del osito, el osito nos vio, nos tuvimos que esconder.
Yeah, he saw us. He definitely like made eye contact with us. We kept a safe distance, and eventually he moved out of our way because he was actually blocking our way to our car. And when he finally moved out of the way, we just headed towards our car and we continued going to our destination.
Sí, y bueno, pues sí me ha explicado unas instrucciones de que se ve acercándose un oso, o sea osito, o sea mamá oso, lo que sea, el oso que sea, ¿vale? Bueno, eso ha pasado.
So the main thing that we wanted to do at Sequoia was hike, and we did a lot of that. We actually hiked up one of the highest peaks there in Sequoia. It was pretty fun for me because I grew up hiking and I love that kind of adventure. He's not so used to it, and I actually found out the hard way that he's afraid of heights. He was shaking and saying like, oh, I'm afraid, but I thought he was just kind of playing the part. I thought he was just being dramatic, but he actually was being really serious, and I didn't know that until we were up on the very top and we were gonna take a picture. And I went up to him and I just went like, bah! And I shook him, and he was shaking. He was on the ground and he was just trembling in fear. So I feel really bad. I'm sorry. Perdón.
No pasa nada. Es que era un abismo impresionante y eso no tenía nada de seguridad, no tenía ninguna valla, no tenía nada. Entonces, pues bueno, tú veías la muerte de frente, joder.
And to top it off, it was one of the highest peaks that we went to. Actually, the highest peak. Lo más alto que subimos fue en ese momento.
Exacto.
So my bad. I'm sorry. I held his hand all the way down, like to make sure that he was
Era un
okay.
metro de las nubes, yo creo que de lo alto que era eso.
The next place we ventured out to, we went to 3 national parks. The first one we stopped by was Burney Falls. We went to Burney Falls, and Burney Falls was a quick little stop actually, because you just drive up and you get out of your car, just little shops, things like that, and you just do this little hike. It's a really small hike, anybody can do it. You can take your parents or anything like that. The only thing is you cannot take your dogs. There's no dogs allowed in Burney Falls, which is why we didn't take our fur daughters, Doha and Blue, along with us in this adventure, because we didn't want to leave them in the car. We didn't know how long it was going to take us to do Burney Falls. But yeah, we got there right away. It's a beautiful waterfall. Burney Falls está bellísima, it's a waterfall.
Bellísimo. Una cascada, joder, grandísima, tú bajas, le puedes hacer las fotos, pisas las rocas, es muy guay, es muy bonito.
It's just gorgeous. It's like a majestic looking waterfall. It looked amazing. After that, we drove off to McCloud, which is where we had our actual camping reservation. So we were finally going to be camping at a national park, which we hadn't done before. One thing that we failed to do before we went camping and got to our destination was to check our tent. So we have an issue. This is our tent. We have an air mattress, we have sleeping bags, we have pillows. However, it doesn't zip up. Andrés, ¿les quieres enseñar lo que pasó con el zipper?
Por supuesto. Acá, pues, como podéis ver, pues no cierra. Simplemente no funciona.
We've been trying for quite some time now. It won't close. It's just a really old tent. It's Marcy's. She let us borrow it. Thank you, Marcy. But unfortunately, we're gonna have to figure out a plan B. Otherwise,
No pasa nada.
como que no pasa nada. Pasan mosquitos, arañas, tarántulas, culebras,
Hace parte del
osos.
viaje, ya nos arreglamos. No pasa nada.
Okay, you say that now.
Sí.
Wait until later on
Ya
tonight.
tenemos una idea.
Ajá, una idea.
No pasa nada.
Yeah, okay. That was a challenge. Andres had the idea to take the top part of the tent, the tarp that goes over the tent, and wrap it around the door. That way it would protect from anything to come in or out. So it kind of served like a makeshift door for us. And the awesome thing about that was because the tent had the little net piece on top and no longer the cover, we were able to gaze into the stars at night and just fall asleep looking at these beautiful stars. It was amazing.
Me contas historias de terror, me metí un susto con que un chaval, Elmer, yo no tenía ni puta idea quién era ese chaval, pero me metí un susto impresionante, pero ha sido muy bien.
You
¿sabes?
can't go camping without saying some campfire horror stories. I actually caught it on camera. I think I'll play it so you guys can see it. Tenemos que tener cuidado con todas esas cosas y No sé, pero aquí medito era en este medito arriba. Creo que era como... ¡Ay, güey! ¿Qué está ahí?
¡Ay, no!
And that is what you call a scary story, Andrés. Yeah. ¿Querías que te asustara? Pues ya te asusté.
Pues sí.
But anyway, McCloud is really cool. If you haven't checked it out, there's 3 waterfalls: Upper McCloud Falls, Middle McCloud Falls, and Lower McCloud Falls. And each one of them is just prettier than the next. It was just amazing. We had a really great experience, and it was cool because we were able to do these little hikes that were just enough to get us feeling like we're getting a good workout, but not so much that we feel completely exhausted. And then once we got to Lower McCloud Falls, yeah, we jumped down the waterfall. So that was pretty cool.
Que lo he pensado como 1000 veces antes de tirarme por esa fuente, porque dice que es la más bajita mis cojones. Eso era altísimo.
It actually wasn't that high, now that I look at the video, but it was cool. We did it. For 2 people that are afraid to do stuff like that, we definitely weren't afraid to do it. We took a chance. We jumped in. I had my GoPro, so I was able to go in there with that. The only problem was getting up, because we didn't realize that we had to climb up the rock wall.
Para subir pareciera que sí éramos pagando una pena, porque...
And we were barefoot. We didn't have water shoes. We didn't have...
Nada.
We weren't prepared.
No teníamos nada. Y Steve con la cámara y con una mano subí.
Only one hand and 2 bare feet. Oh my god, it was terrible. But we did it.
Pero
it was part of the adventure.
Primera y única vez en la vida, ¿no?
Sí.
O de repente lo podemos repetir, ¿no?
Algo así. So on our 3rd day, we stopped by at Lassen National Park.
Es precioso.
Lassen Volcanic National Park. It's a beautiful, enormous, grand national park that you can't really see in just one day. So since we only had 1 day left in our adventure, we really needed to look at what we wanted to do and make the most out of our day, because we were only going to be there for 1 day. However...
Hola, pues bueno, acá nos encontramos llegando a donde vamos a pillar un podcast.
It was a thunderstorm. I mean, there was lightning, there was thunder, it was pouring rain. And I was like, great, what should we even go to Lassen? Because at this point, like, are we gonna get to do anything? But anyway, we went. While in Lassen, the sun all of a sudden came out and it was a beautiful day. So it ended up being a nice day after all, even though it started off with a really bad stormy weather. We saw a beautiful lake, ¿verdad? Vimos un lago.
Un lago precioso.
So then finally, we had 2 options. Either try to make it up to the volcanic part of the park, or see a waterfall, which was called
Kings Canyon.
Kings Canyon Waterfall.
Joder, tocó caminar un montón.
And so we opted for the waterfall.
Y luego subirla, hacía muchísimo.
This was probably the most intense hike we did throughout our 3-day stay. And it took us the majority of the time there just hiking up to this waterfall. And there was times where we were like, should we just head back? Because by the time we get back, we don't even know where we're staying anymore. We need to find a hotel or a motel anywhere around here. But anyway, we made it. It was a beautiful, beautiful waterfall. Definitely worth the hike, definitely worth the struggle. On our way back, Andres goes like, wait, stop. I saw...
Una familia de osos.
And so like I look over to my right, and there they were. It was a mama bear and her baby cub. We kept a safe distance. This was our 2nd time encountering bears.
Vamos, esos estaban retirados, no estaban tan cerca como el primero que hemos visto en el parque anterior. Esos sí se podían
And
ver,
at the first park, we were face to face with them. This time we were in a car. So we saw them from the car. We took video, as you can see. It was really cute to see them. We got really lucky. We stayed there, and then the next morning we just headed. So that's it. So those a couple of the road trips that we took. We saw a couple amazing national parks in California.
Vale, entonces pues se los recomendamos. Si tienen alguna pregunta pues con respecto a alguno de estos destinos o cuál será nuestro próximo destino, pues ya se los haremos saber tan pronto lo tengamos.
We're also going to try to get a couple more videos in before the end of the year so we can wrap up season 1 of our YouTube channel. And that's it for now. Until next time.
Muchísimas gracias. Hasta luego.
Bye.